Hey, good morning, everyone. How's it going today? Coach Alvarez here, back at you with another episode. Coffee with Coach, episode 122, I think. Hope you're up, making some moves, got the mind in the right place. But if not, let's try to help direct it in the right place. So, I'm still in the book and listening to the audio at the same time. The Compound Effect. All right, if you don't have it, highly recommend you do. And if not, just go to YouTube and put in Darren Hardy Compound Effect, and there's quite a few audios on there you can check out. So anyways, so the other day I was reading Who's Influencing You, right? And then kind of how that goes. And then yesterday I was talking about the disassociations, because they're talking about, he's talking about Jim Rohn. It's powerful to evaluate and shift your associations into three categories. And those three categories, again, are disassociations, limited associations, and expanded associations. So yesterday was dissociations, right? About cutting certain individuals loose where, their negativity and their habits just really don't align with yours. And then moving forward from there. So today I'm going to go into the limited associations first, and then the expanded ones. All right, so let's get into it, because this stuff is really helpful. It's helped me, and I've gone through a lot of these situations. So hopefully it'll help you as well. There are some people you can spend 3 hours with, but not 3 days. Others you can spend 3 minutes with, but not 3 hours. Let me run that back. There are some people you can spend 3 hours with, but not 3 days. Other you can spend 3 minutes with, but not 3 hours. Always remember that the influence of associations is both powerful and subtle. The person you're walking with can determine whether you slow your pace or quicken it, literally and figuratively. Similarly, you can't help but be touched by the dominant attitudes, actions, and behaviors of the people with whom you spend time. Decide how much you can afford to be influenced based on how these people represent themselves. This is difficult, I know. I've had to do this on several occasions, even with close family members. Okay, that's tough with friends and family members. I will not, and he's got like will not in like all bold capital letters, however, allow someone else's actions or attitudes to have a dampening influence on me. I've got a neighbor who's a 3-minute friend. For those 3 minutes, we have a great chit chat, but we wouldn't mesh for 3 hours. I can hang out with an old high school friend for 3 hours, but he's not a 3-day guy. And then there are some people I can hang around with for a few days, but wouldn't go on an extended vacation with. Take a look at your relationships and make sure you're not spending 3 hours with a 3-minute person. Man, that's deep stuff. All right. Really, really good stuff. Make sure you're not spending 3 hours with a 3-minute person. Man. Okay. So, expanded association. So that was a limited, right? So you're limiting your time with certain individuals because of their ways, right? You don't want to spend too much time with them because of not the influences. But this is the expanded one. Okay. This is how we move forward. We've just talked about weeding out negative influencers. While you're doing that, you also want to reach out. Identify people who have positive qualities in the areas of life where you want to improve. People with financial and business success you desire, the parenting skills you want, the relationships you earn for, the lifestyle that you love. And then spend more time with them. Join organizations and businesses and health clubs where these people gather and make friends. Ahead, you'll see I've even used to drive to a different town to spend quality time with fortuitous results. I rave about Jim Rohn throughout this book because aside from my father, Jim remains my foremost mentor and influencer. My relationship with Jim perfectly exemplifies an expanded association. While I've got to share a few private meals and spend a little time with him during our interviews and backstage before events, most of my time with Jim was spent listening to him in my car or reading his words in my living room. I've spent more than 1,000 hours getting direct instructions from Jim. And if you don't know who I'm referring to, Jim Rohn, okay, it's R-O-H-N, motivational speaker, influencer. And 99% of that was through books and audio programs. What's exciting about this is no matter where you are in your life, maybe busy at home with small children or caretaking aging parents, working long hours with people with whom you have little in common, or living out in the country far from the nearest office building, you too can have almost any mentor you want if he or she has gathered their best thoughts, stories, and ideas into books, CDs, DVDs, and podcasts. You have an unlimited bounty from which to draw. Take advantage of it. If you want to have a better, deeper, more meaningful relationship, ask yourself, who has that type of relationship I want? How can I spend more time with that person? Who can I meet who can positively influence me? Let their glow rub off on you. Befriend the person you think is the biggest, baddest, most successful person in your field. What do you read? What do they read? Where do they go for lunch? How can that association influence you? You can build these expanded associations by joining networking groups, Toastmasters, similar organizations, find the charity organizations, symphonies, country clubs, where these people emulate together. All right, so that's some powerful stuff. So that right there is something that I've just been working on. Well, I was reading yesterday, you'll always work on it. You're always going to have to filter out, in and out, like certain people out of your life. You're going to have to get rid of some, not spend so much time with them, or can get rid of them completely, depending on their attitude and their ways, or try to draw them in or get around them somehow to where you can go where they're already at, right? Because one of the things I was listening to the other day, you wouldn't want to take advice from someone that you wouldn't that you wouldn't want to trade places with, okay? And I'll go into that more deeper on another time. But that's good stuff. So, like for my academy, that's what I do. I have a certain mindset in a certain way that rubs a lot of people the wrong way. But I'm totally fine with that, because I don't want certain people in my academy or around me that just don't think the way I think. You know, if you're not a positive person, you complain, whine a lot, you don't like to do work, you know, you don't like to roll, you like to talk more than you like to roll, you don't have a good work ethic about you, I really don't want to spend that much time with you. I'll talk to you, you know, but the conversation, like you said, will be very, very short and minimal. And that rubs people the wrong way. I get that, but that's cool. But it's my life, and it's just something that I protect very deeply. Like that's just how I want things to be, because I know what it's like if I allow the other things in, and I don't want to go in that direction. So for some people, that rubs a lot of people, some people the wrong way, but that's all right. I can live with that, because I'm trying to go somewhere where they're not, okay? Maybe one day they will, but at this point, whoever that is that doesn't really care for my particular ways and how hard I am with this stuff, I can live. I'm totally fine with that. I sleep really good at night because of that, right? So like with my academy, there's some people that just, don't really make the grade. So they'll end up somewhere else because of their lack of work ethic. They talk too much. They they whine, complain about a lot of things. And that stuff is like weeds. I mean, you don't have to water a weed. You don't have to give it nutrients. You don't need sunlight. It could be dark, cold, rainy, and freezing out, and you'll still get weeds coming out of your concrete, like cracks in the concrete, okay? Those aren't flowers coming out of the concrete. Those are weeds. They'll find their way into little cracks. Doesn't matter the conditions, and they will continue to grow and make your front yard or wherever they're at look ugly. So I'm very protective of that, and that's just the way you have to be. And when I read stuff like this, it just reinforces what I've already been doing for all these years, because I get a lot of, you're crazy, I'm crazy, and I overdo it. I'm too much, whatever adjectives there are out there for someone that just, goes too hard on certain things. The thing is, those other individuals that are saying that aren't going hard enough, because there are people like this, like me, like what I'm reading, that are on a whole nother level than me. And I'm trying to get to that level. And on that way to that level, you do unfortunately have to just cut the ties with certain individuals. So I was given an example one day at a business seminar. This is quite a few years ago, but the example was, if you're trying to climb to the top of the mountain and you're trying to take people with you, you will throw down some ropes, right? So as you're climbing up, you start throwing down ropes to help people climb up with you because they're trying to go where you're trying to go. But if you start asking questions on the way up, and I look down and I say, hey, we got to go right now. So just about everyone starts to go right. And then some individual says, hey, why are we going right? Cut the rope. Now we're going left. Everyone starts going left. Someone starts saying, hey, why are we going left? Cut the rope. I'm trying to get somewhere and you're slowing me down. I don't have time to sit there and explain every single step of why we're going exactly where we're going. We're just trying to get somewhere as soon as possible. So every time you got to answer those questions like that and stop, it's slowing you down. So that's just an example of like what I read today. Like sometimes it's just one of those things where it's like, some people aren't ready yet. Hopefully they are, because we're wishing the best for everyone to get where they need to get to. But some people aren't ready to make those moves yet. So it's just one of those things where, you just got to do what you got to do to improve your surroundings and the people around you. And like you said, if you're looking for something, you wouldn't go ask that from someone that isn't doing it. You would go ask for certain things from someone that's already done it. They have the blueprint. They're already winning. So go be around winning people, and then you can get somewhere. All right, so really good stuff today. So you got dissociation, limited association, and then I'm looking, and hopefully you are too, expanded association, so that you can get to where you want to get to. All right, so hopefully that helps. Whatever you read, listening. What I really like about that is just, like you said, it doesn't matter where you're at. If you got internet access, you have access to all kind of awesome information. Why aren't you listening to it every day? I literally just stopped listening to the radio because it's just garbage anyways. I don't like the music these days. I just grew up with 90s and late 80s kind of rap music, and the rap music ain't the same, so I don't listen to it. So I just listen to this stuff, which is obviously more fruitful, right? So makes a huge difference. You got internet access. These books don't cost much, but it's free. It's free information on YouTube. Just go to it, find it, or get a good podcast. Like I said, every day I go for my walk, or I clean the house, or I wash my car. During training sessions, I got stuff like this playing. So always trying to grow and get better. Hope you are too. All right, hope that helps. You guys have a great day. We'll catch you on the next one.